Paul, we have to say that is off the back of what happened the week before, yet another professional performance.
Yeah, we just found a way. Got a bit scary, I've got to be honest with you, towards the end. What did we do? We invited pressure on a little bit, gave the ball away a little bit cheap, but I mean, you've got to say credit to the players, I'm delighted to have got, I think it was 55, 60 minutes out of Toby, because that's his first match minutes he's had from the start. So to get that out of him, really, really pleased, and I thought it was a real handful. And then it shows the situation we're in when we've got Taylor Charters and Jordan Gibson as our two strikers. And then we bring a young kid on in Nick Bilardo just to get us some energy to try and run around. But it's my final message to them today in our team meeting was just be in the hat for the next round. Just find a way, and that's exactly what they've done today, and I'm absolutely delighted for everybody.
We talk about tons in your press conferences, be it consistency, be it working hard, whatever, but good habits. Yeah. We're getting some good habits at the minute.
It's a really nice habit to have, winning games of football. That's 2 on the spin. I want 3 on the bounce now. I want to go to Harrogate and I want to put on a proper performance. We've got a few more bodies available come Tuesday night. Obviously we're losing John Mellish, but I want us to keep good habits. I want us to go on a run of wins. Certainly a run of being unbeaten, but I want a run of wins. And we've got a good opportunity against a side who will be flying because they've had a great result at Bradford today. So we'll get dusted down and ready to go again.
We also talk a lot about the numbers that aren't available, but you keep consistently saying that doesn't matter, it's irrelevant, and it doesn't surprise you because you know what's in the dressing room with the people who are coming in.
Yeah, well, it's what we've got, and we can't change it. So I'm really pleased. I mean, Jack Ellis has kept his place in the side today because he deserved to go again after last week. Taylor Charters deserved to go again. Jordan Gibson's got into the team because of injuries to Jack Stretton and to Christian Dennis, and he's popped up with a goal, and he's ran, and he's got in behind him, and he's caused problems. So everybody has to be ready, and Nick Bilardo, after the other night playing in the Youth Cup where they got a bit of a mauling off Fleetwood, probably thought he wouldn't get a chance, but he's gone on today. So every single one of them need to be ready. I've just said that to them in the dressing room there. Everybody has to get recovered properly and ready to go because we're missing Mel's on Tuesday, so somebody will get a chance and they've got to be ready to take it.
Well done, Thomas Hawley. He gives us the springboard again with about the only chance that Tranmere had for a long period of that game. And then we used the springboard to do again what we did last weekend.
Yeah, that's it. He made a good save. I've got to say, I think we got out of jail a little bit with the one that got disallowed. Bit unfair on Tranmere. I'm not really sure it's a foul. In my opinion, Thomas has got to come and just take everything there. When you're 6'9", you just come and smash the lot and you take that ball. So we got away with one there. But saying that, we got done by 2 the other week at Orient, where the referee's assessor has admitted that there was 2 mistakes out of it. So maybe that was a little bit of payback for us today. Not saying it's right, and people do tell us that it evens itself up. So maybe it's evened itself up on one of them today.
Toby Silva ran himself into the deck. He's the reason, well, one of the reasons why we got that first goal, the opening goal. He was working hard today.
Oh, he wasn't half, yeah, and that's what Toby does. I knew that I wasn't going to get 90 minutes out of him, but we needed him to start today. And I thought he's worked his socks off. He was a real handful. He was a bit of a menace to their defenders. And really pleased to see him work the goalkeeper with his shot. We get into those areas so many times, all of our players, and don't work the keeper. So we've worked it, we've forced a mistake, and thankfully Jordan was on hand to bundle it over the line.
What would it mean to him to do that after the suspension that he served? Because I think he was as disappointed as you were that happened.
Well, it'll do him the world of good. To get goals. He struggled to get them early on, but he's now got a couple. So hopefully this is the start of him going on a goal-scoring run and being productive for us. But I think for everybody, it'll give everybody a huge boost that we're still involved in the FA Cup. That keeps that ticking along. We put the FA Cup hats away and we start thinking about the league again for Tuesday night. But on Monday we can see who we get in the draw for the next round, and hopefully it's kind to us.
Got to say, what a wonderful piece of football for the second goal.
Yeah, it was, really good bit of football. Again, Taylor Charters showing a good level of ability and composure on the ball. Slid it for Jay, great feet for Jayden. Donnell was lucky that the referee gave the goal because it was handball on the line and he'd have had to send him off. So I was delighted to see that. It gave us a little bit of a cushion. Unfortunately, it gave us a cushion that we then relaxed onto a little bit and we lost our way. And credit to them, they showed a right good spirit. They showed a real desire. They were throwing subs on forward players to make it difficult, and thankfully we hung on in through really good defending as a team and working hard.
It does show, doesn't it, how much a goal can give a team impetus, because we were comfortable.
Yeah.
We did fall asleep, we have to admit that, and then all of a sudden it's a nervy ending to the game.
Yeah, we switched off from the free kick, which is disappointing because we do a lot on being alive and doing your jobs from free kicks, so that was a bit disappointing. The lads hit a good shot and Thomas has parried it across the goal. And unfortunately we're getting done a little bit on second phases of set plays that we need to nip in the bud. Ideally I'd like us to switch on and stop that first bit happening, but then you have to make sure you lock onto your man and you don't allow that to happen. Thankfully it hasn't cost us, because as I said earlier, it was about being in the draw for the next round, and we've done that, we've seen it through, and we move on.
And the players who have stepped up and taken the shirts, they're actually saying over the last fortnight, come and take it off me, that's what you want.
Oh, it has to be that way. Yeah, it does. I mean, we'll have a little look out and see how everybody is on Monday when we come back in. Thankfully, we've got Ryan Edmondson back. I do expect Christian Dennis to be back on Monday to train fully. I know he's done some work today. Jack Stretton's maybe a little bit too early, but I expect him back next weekend. Ben Barclay's going to be joining in training soon. One other who I can't think of, Jamie Devitt, sorry. He's going to be back in full training, but it's maybe too early Tuesday and Saturday for him. So we are starting to get players back, and that's what we need, because no disrespect to Taylor Charters and Jordan Gibson, but they're not centre forwards, but they've had to go and do a job for us today.
Just again on Toby, you've said consistently again, you don't want players getting fit by playing matches, but needs must, and it's not too bad when they do what he did.
Well, that's what I say. I just needed 60 minutes out of him. I didn't say that. I just told him he was starting, but in my mind I knew I wasn't going to get any more than that out of him, but he's ran himself into the ground. His last 2 or 3 minutes, he physically could not run. He couldn't get about the pitch. His legs were cramping up. He'll benefit from that, and I think it just goes to show that he's got himself into a good place after a horrible hamstring injury, and he's able to come on and do that job for us, and it was a case of needs must, which we've had a couple of times over the last few weeks. Thankfully we've got a group of lads in there who all are fighting for the same cause and all want to do well for each other.
Harrogate, it was a horrible performance last season when we went there. What can we expect from them on Tuesday night?
I'm going to be really honest with you. I've forgotten what my preparation was like for the game that got called off with the sad news of the Queen dying. So I forgot what we were doing in that game. I've put that one to bed because it wasn't important now. But as soon as I get away from here, I'll be starting to think about Harrogate, what they're going to do. We will get a team who will be fired up. There'll be a team that will be organised because of the staff that they've got there. And the one thing I would say is we have definitely got to be better than what we were last season, where I don't think we could be any worse, and the challenge for us is to go and try and get 3 points, but certainly stay unbeaten.
And if we're as positive as we can be, we're showing it week in, week out at the moment. They were hard to deal with.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah, I mean it's quite a tight pitch there, so it won't be able to be as expansive as we normally are. But it's a game we're looking forward to because it's the next one and it gives us a chance to push ourselves even further up the table.
Last one from me, boss. That defensive back five, sometimes it's a back three, sometimes it's a back four, but those 5 lads that you started with today, the youth of Jack Ellis to the experience of Huntington, they really are gelling together.
Oh no, they're defending for their lives. They really are, and we had to change it again. We put Callum Guy in front of them just to try and give us a little bit more security, but as a group they are defending for their lives. Taylor and Nick Ballardo have run the socks off to try and stop balls coming in. Everybody is, as a team, we're defending. Disappointed to not keep a clean sheet. Thankfully it's got us through to the next round of the Cup, and that really is all that matters in FA Cup games.
Thank you.